The silent erosion of your structural integrity begins long before you notice the first deep wrinkle or the sharp sting in your knee during a morning walk. For many of you, the solution has been sold in a colorful plastic tub, a powdery white substance promising to turn back the clock for $50 a month. But here is the painful truth that the supplement industry hides behind glossy marketing. Your body was never designed to process highly refined, isolated collagen peptides in a vacuum. While you pour those expensive scoops into your coffee, your skin continues to thin, your hair loses its luster, and your joints feel like they are grinding bone on bone. This is a critical warning for every senior who feels their physical autonomy slipping away. The decline of collagen is not just an aesthetic issue. It is a systemic failure of the scaffolding that holds your internal organs, your blood vessels, and your skeleton together. As we age, our natural production of this vital protein drops precipitously, leading to a state of biological frailty that makes every movement a chore. However, the industry's push for synthetic convenience has blinded us to the ancestral wisdom that kept our grandparents agile well into their 80s. We have traded nutrient-dense, collagen-rich whole foods for processed shortcuts that the human gut often struggles to recognize or absorb. If you truly want to restore the elasticity of your skin and the cushioning of your joints, you must stop looking at a chemistry lab and start looking back at the traditional kitchen. The biological reality is that collagen requires a complex matrix of minerals, healthy fats, and specific amino acids to be effectively synthesized into your own tissues. In this masterclass of longevity, we are stripping away the myths and returning to the three most powerful natural sources of collagen that are far superior to any powder. We will explore the exact biological mechanisms that make these traditional foods the ultimate medicine for an aging body, ensuring you regain the strength and dignity you deserve. The biological superiority of whole food collagen sources over synthetic powders is rooted in the complex synergy of nutrients that nature provides in a single package. When you consume a processed collagen peptide, you are essentially swallowing a fragmented chain of amino acids that has been stripped of its natural partners. In contrast, the human body is an incredibly sophisticated biological engine that evolved over millions of years to identify and metabolize proteins in their complete, matrix-bound forms. When you ingest collagen through traditional animal tissues, you are not just getting protein. You are receiving a treasure trove of glycosaminoglycans, hyaluronic acid, and essential minerals that act as the structural glue for your entire body. Many of you have been led to believe that a simple white powder can replicate the architectural complexity of living tissue. But science tells a different story regarding bioavailability. The absorption process begins in the gut, where specialized receptors identify the peptide sequences. In whole foods, these sequences are protected by natural fats and connective membranes, allowing them to survive the harsh acidic environment of the stomach and reach the small intestine, where they can be effectively transported into the bloodstream. Furthermore, synthetic supplements often lack the essential cofactors required for collagen synthesis. Think of collagen production like building a brick wall. The amino acids are the bricks, but you still need the mortar and the masons to put them in place. Whole foods like beef tendon and bone broth naturally contain the minerals and healthy fats that act as these biological masons. For the elderly, whose digestive efficiency naturally declines with age, the ease with which the body recognizes and utilizes these ancestral proteins is a game changer. We must move past the reductionist view of nutrition that says one isolated ingredient is enough. Your skin is a living organ. Your joints are dynamic hinges, and your gut lining is a delicate barrier. They all require the holistic nourishment that only real, gelatinous, slow-cooked foods can provide. By switching from expensive, laboratory-made tubs to the powerful, nutrient-dense ingredients found in the butcher shop, you are not just saving money. You are giving your metabolic system the high-quality building blocks it needs to repair the damage of time. This is about more than just vanity or the absence of pain. It is about reclaiming the biological resilience that allows you to live an active, independent life. When we look at the cellular level, the signaling molecules found in natural collagen sources actually stimulate your own fibroblasts, the cells responsible for producing new collagen, far more effectively than isolated supplements. This creates a positive feedback loop of regeneration that powders simply cannot match. You are essentially teaching your body how to heal itself again by providing the exact blueprint it used during your youth. As we move forward, it is vital to understand that the quality of your connective tissue is a direct reflection of the integrity of the proteins you consume. If you feed your body processed fragments, you will get fragile results. If you feed it the robust, collagen-rich tissues of healthy animals, you will build a body that is durable, flexible, and resilient against the rigors of aging. This transition back to real food is the first and most important step in a comprehensive strategy for longevity and structural health. It is time to stop being a consumer of marketing and start being a steward of your own biological destiny by choosing the superior path of traditional nutrition that has sustained humanity for generations. Beef tendon stands as the ultimate structural repair tool for the aging human body, acting as a direct biological replacement for the thinning fibers of your own skin and ligaments. For many seniors, the word tendon might bring to mind a tough, inedible scrap of meat. But in the world of clinical nutrition and traditional healing, it is a gold mine of type 1 collagen. This specific variety of collagen is the most abundant in the human body, providing the tensile strength for your skin to remain firm and your bones to stay anchored within their sockets. As we cross the threshold of our 60s and 70s, the natural production of type 1 collagen drops by more than half, leading to the translucent, fragile skin often referred to as crepey skin. This thinning is not just a surface-level concern. It indicates that your internal ligaments and tendons are also becoming brittle, increasing the risk of tears and debilitating injuries from simple, everyday movements. When you consume beef tendon that has been slow-cooked into a soft, gelatinous state, you are delivering a concentrated dose of the exact amino acids, such as glycine and hydroxyproline, that your body needs to reinforce these structures. Unlike powders that are often derived from bovine hides through harsh chemical processing, beef tendon provides these nutrients in a clean, dense matrix that includes elastin. Elastin is the protein responsible for the snapback quality of your skin and the flexibility of your arteries. By incorporating this traditional food into your diet, you are essentially providing a high-grade architectural reinforcement to your cardiovascular system and your skeletal frame. The beauty of beef tendon lies in its purity. It is virtually fat-free and carbohydrate-free, consisting almost entirely of pure connective protein. When prepared correctly, it transforms from a rubbery cord into a melt-in-your-mouth delicacy that is incredibly easy for an aging digestive system to break down and assimilate. We must recognize that the aches in our ankles and the sagging of our jaw lines are cries for this specific type of nourishment. In clinical observations, those who prioritize these dense connective tissues in their diet report a noticeable thickening of the dermal layer and a reduction in the chronic inflammation that often plagues the tendons of the hands and feet. This is the difference between temporary cosmetic masking and true biological restoration. You are giving your fibroblasts the high-quality raw materials they need to weave a stronger web of support throughout your entire being. This is not a luxury. It is a fundamental requirement for maintaining physical independence as you age. When your ligaments are strong and your skin is resilient, you move with a level of confidence that prevents falls and preserves your posture. By choosing beef tendon over a processed supplement, you are opting for a level of structural integrity that a laboratory cannot replicate. It is the gold standard for anyone serious about reversing the visible and invisible signs of aging. You will find that as your body absorbs these natural fibers, the chronic stiffness that once felt permanent begins to give way to a newfound elasticity. This is the power of targeted, whole food nutrition that speaks the language of your own DNA, providing the structural foundation upon which a long and healthy life is built. Chicken feet represent one of the most misunderstood and undervalued secrets to pain-free mobility in the aging population. While many Western cultures have discarded this part of the bird, ancient culinary traditions across Asia and Europe have long revered it as a potent medicine for the skeletal system. The reason lies in its extraordinary concentration of type 2 collagen, which is the primary structural component of human joint cartilage. As you age, the smooth, lubricating surface of your joints begins to wear thin, leading to the bone-on-bone friction that characterizes osteoarthritis. This thinning is not just a result of wear and tear, it is a nutritional deficiency of the specific proteins required to maintain the chondrocytes, or the cells that produce cartilage. When you consume chicken feet that have been prepared through slow simmering, you are ingesting a bioavailable matrix of collagen that also contains high levels of chondroitin sulfate and glucosamine. These are the very same compounds sold in expensive, isolated pill forms at health food stores. Yet in chicken feet, they exist in their natural, pre-digested state, wrapped in a protective layer of gelatin. This gelatinous quality is crucial because it acts as a lubricant for the entire digestive tract, while simultaneously delivering the raw materials needed to thicken the synovial fluid in your knees, hips, and shoulders. For many seniors, the daily struggle of standing up from a chair or walking downstairs is a direct result of the loss of this internal cushioning. By integrating chicken feet into your weekly nutritional routine, you are providing a targeted intervention that can help stimulate the regeneration of joint surfaces. Science studies on undenatured type 2 collagen have shown that it can significantly reduce joint pain and increase the range of motion in elderly subjects, often outperforming standard pharmaceutical anti-inflammatories without the side effects of stomach irritation or kidney strain. Furthermore, the skin of the chicken feet is exceptionally rich in hyaluronic acid, a molecule that can hold up to 1,000 times its weight in water. This hydration is essential not only for plump, youthful skin, but also for the shock-absorbing capacity of your spinal discs. When these discs lose their moisture, you lose height and develop the stooped posture often associated with old age. Chicken feet provide the internal hydration necessary to keep your spine supple and your joints moving like a well-oiled machine. It is time to move past the aesthetic discomfort of using the whole animal and recognize that these parts are the most biologically active for your recovery. The tendons and skin of the chicken feet, when broken down by low heat, release a soup of life-extending proteins that a synthetic powder simply cannot mimic in its complexity. This is about more than just a meal. It is about providing a biological cushion that allows you to remain active, social, and physically capable well into your 9th decade. By reclaiming this ancestral food, you are choosing a path of resilience that honors the natural needs of your musculoskeletal system. You will find that the persistent clicking in your joints and the morning stiffness in your fingers begin to subside as your body finally receives the specific type 2 building blocks it has been starving for. This is the ultimate gift of mobility that nature has provided, waiting for you to unlock its potential through traditional preparation and consistent consumption. Traditional bone broth serves as the foundational liquid gold of longevity, acting as a soothing balm for the aging gut and a mineral warehouse for the skeletal system. Unlike the watered-down stocks found in grocery store cartons, true bone broth is a dense decoction made by simmering marrow bones and connective tissues for 24 to 48 hours. This extended cooking process is essential because it breaks down the triple helix structure of collagen into gelatin, a form that is incredibly easy for the elderly digestive system to absorb. Many of you suffer from a condition known as leaky gut, where the lining of the small intestine becomes porous, allowing toxins to enter the bloodstream and trigger systemic inflammation. This inflammation is the silent killer that accelerates skin aging and joint degradation. The glycine and glutamine found in abundance in slow-cooked bone broth work specifically to seal these microscopic gaps, restoring the integrity of your primary defense barrier. When your gut is healthy, your body can finally absorb the vitamins and minerals from the rest of your diet, creating a virtuous cycle of nourishment. Furthermore, bone broth is a rich source of glycosaminoglycans, like hyaluronic acid and keratan sulfate, which act as the body's natural shock absorbers. For an elderly individual, the loss of bone density is a constant threat. Yet bone broth provides the organic matrix of collagen that gives bones their flexibility. Without this protein scaffolding, your bones become like dry chalk, prone to snapping under the slightest pressure. By sipping a warm cup of properly prepared broth daily, you are providing a steady stream of the raw materials needed to keep your skeletal frame resilient. This is not just about bone health. It is about the health of your hair and nails, which often become brittle and thin as we age. The sulfur-containing amino acids in the broth strengthen the keratin bonds, giving your hair back its volume and your nails their hardness. Moreover, the electrolytes found in bone broth, such as potassium and magnesium, are released in a highly bioavailable form that supports heart health and muscle function, preventing the cramping and fatigue that often plague the elderly. This is a comprehensive internal restoration project that starts from the very first sip. It is a humble, ancient remedy that outperforms the most sophisticated modern supplements because it provides a balanced profile of nutrients that work in harmony. You are not just drinking a soup, you are consuming a concentrated extract of life itself, designed to reinforce every cell and fiber of your aging body. As your gut heals, you will notice a clarity of mind and a surge in energy that you haven't felt in years. As the toxic load on your liver is reduced and your systemic inflammation begins to cool. This liquid gold is the most cost-effective and powerful tool in your arsenal for maintaining a dignified, vibrant, and long life. The science of extraction and maximum bioavailability is the bridge between purchasing raw ingredients and actually transforming your physical health. Simply tossing bones or tendons into a pot of boiling water is not enough to unlock the life-changing collagen locked within their dense structures. To truly harvest the medicine within, you must understand the chemistry of slow temperature degradation. Collagen is a remarkably hardy protein, wound into a tight triple helix that resists standard quick cooking methods. To break these bonds and convert collagen into digestible gelatin, you must employ the dual powers of time and acidity. This is where many modern cooks fail. They rush the process, resulting in a thin liquid that lacks the reparative thickness of a true medicinal broth. For the elderly, whose stomach acid production naturally wanes, this predigestion through cooking is non-negotiable. By adding a natural acidic catalyst, such as raw apple cider vinegar or fresh lemon juice, to your cooking water, you lower the pH just enough to pull the vital minerals like calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus out of the bone matrix and into the liquid. This acidity also begins the process of denaturing the collagen proteins before they even touch your tongue. When you simmer beef tendons or chicken feet at a low, consistent temperature, just below a rolling boil, you are gently coaxing the long-chain proteins to unravel without damaging the delicate amino acids. If the heat is too high, you risk denaturing the very nutrients you seek to preserve. A slow cooker or a heavy-bottom stock pot is your best ally in this endeavor. You will know you have succeeded when the resulting liquid, once cooled in the refrigerator, transforms into a firm, bouncy jelly. This jiggle is the visual proof of high collagen density. If your broth remains watery when cold, it lacks the therapeutic concentration required to heal a leaky gut or resurface a worn joint. For those dealing with severe joint pain or thinning skin, this concentrated gelatin is the most bioavailable form of protein on the planet. It requires almost zero effort from your gallbladder or pancreas to process, making it the perfect recovery food for seniors with sensitive digestions. Furthermore, the selection of your raw materials matters immensely. You must seek out joints and connective tissues from grass-fed or pasture-raised animals whenever possible. The nutrient profile of a pasture-raised chicken foot is vastly superior to one raised in a crowded industrial setting, containing higher levels of anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids and fewer metabolic toxins. By mastering these simple extraction techniques, you stop being a passive consumer of expensive health fads and start becoming a master of your own biological restoration. You are taking raw, inexpensive elements, and through the application of heat and time, creating a powerful elixir that can rebuild your body from the inside out. This is a precise craft that rewards patients with the gift of a stronger, more resilient physical frame. When you drink this extract, you are providing your cells with a blueprint for repair that is perfectly calibrated to human biology. It is the ultimate expression of food as medicine, delivered in a form that your body recognizes, welcomes, and utilizes with maximum efficiency. Metabolic synergy is the final frontier in ensuring that the collagen you consume actually reaches your skin, hair, and joints, rather than simply being burned as fuel. For many seniors, the breakdown in physical health isn't just a lack of protein intake, but a failure of the internal construction crew. Even if you consume the finest beef tendon or the most concentrated bone broth, your body cannot weave those amino acids into new, firm tissue without the presence of specific cofactors. The most critical of these is vitamin C. In the biological world, vitamin C acts as the primary electrical spark for the enzyme that cross-links collagen fibers. Without it, the collagen you eat is like a pile of loose lumber without any nails to hold the house together. This is why many elderly individuals who take supplements see no results. They are often deficient in the very micronutrients that drive the assembly line. To maximize your results, you must pair your collagen-rich meals with natural sources of vitamin C, such as squeezed lemon, bell peppers, or dark leafy greens. Furthermore, minerals like copper and zinc play a secondary but vital role in the maturation of collagen fibers. Copper specifically helps create the elastin that gives your skin its youthful snapback and your arteries their flexibility. As we age, our mineral absorption often falters due to a decrease in stomach acid, which is why the mineral-rich environment of a slow-cooked broth is so superior to a dry pill. You must also consider the role of sulfur. Sulfur is the fourth most abundant mineral in the human body, and is essential for maintaining the disulfide bonds that give hair its strength and joints their resilience. Incorporating sulfur-rich aromatics like garlic, onions, and leeks into your slow cooking process does more than just add flavor. It provides the chemical glue for your connective tissues. Additionally, you must be wary of the collagen killers that circulate in the modern diet. High sugar consumption leads to a process called glycation, where sugar molecules attach to collagen fibers and turn them brittle and brown, much like toasted bread. This caramelization of your internal tissues is what causes deep, permanent wrinkles and stiff, painful tendons. For a senior seeking to reclaim their health, the strategy must be twofold. Flood the body with high-quality natural collagen and its necessary cofactors, while simultaneously starving the inflammatory processes that degrade your existing structural proteins. This is a holistic metabolic approach that treats your body as a dynamic system rather than a collection of isolated parts. When you achieve this internal balance, you will notice that your skin begins to hold moisture more effectively, and your joints feel more fluid and less prone to the weather-related aches that once dictated your daily schedule. You are not just eating a meal. You are orchestrating a complex biological symphony of repair. This synergy is what separates those who age with grace and strength from those who succumb to the frailty of the modern diet. By understanding these chemical relationships, you empower yourself to make every bite a targeted strike against the aging process, ensuring that the legacy of your later years is one of vitality and physical dignity. A blueprint for restoring your youthful autonomy begins with the conscious decision to reject the culture of quick fixes and embrace the restorative power of ancestral nutrition. For the elderly individual, physical dignity is not merely about looking younger in a mirror. It is about the functional independence that comes from a body that can still climb a flight of stairs, lift a grandchild, and walk miles without the haunting shadow of chronic pain. By integrating these 3 natural collagen powerhouses into your weekly routine, you are taking a stand against the biological entropy that modern society has taught us to accept as inevitable. This is a comprehensive strategy for reclaiming the structural integrity of your existence. Start small by replacing 1 processed meal a week with a rich, gelatinous stew of beef tendon or a clear, mineral-dense bowl of chicken foot soup. Observe how your body responds to this sudden influx of genuine, recognizable building blocks. Within weeks, many seniors report a subtle but undeniable change. The skin on the back of the hands feels less like paper and more like living tissue, and the clicking in the jaw or the stiffness in the morning ankles begins to fade into the background. This is the biological evidence of your internal scaffolding being reinforced from the ground up. However, this journey is not just about what you put into your body. It is about a shift in mindset, from a consumer to a caretaker. You must become the guardian of your own metabolic environment by ensuring you have the sleep, hydration, and movement necessary to circulate these nutrients to where they are needed most. Collagen synthesis is a slow, deliberate process, much like the slow cooking methods we have discussed. It requires patience and consistency, but the rewards are a level of resilience that no synthetic powder can ever provide. As you move forward, remember that your body is a dynamic temple that is constantly rebuilding itself, even in your 70s, 80s, and beyond. The cells of your gut lining turn over every few days, and your skin and joints are in a perpetual state of remodeling. By providing the exact type 1 and type 2 collagen fibers found in these traditional foods, you are handing your body the highest quality materials for that ongoing construction project. This is how you maintain a sharp mind and a strong frame, ensuring that your later years are defined by exploration and engagement, rather than confinement and frailty. You have the power to rewrite your aging narrative starting in your kitchen. Let the aroma of a long-simmered bone broth be the scent of your renewed vitality. Embrace the textures and flavors that our ancestors knew were the keys to a long, active life. By choosing the wisdom of nature over the marketing of a laboratory, you are securing a future of strength, flexibility, and profound physical autonomy. This is your birthright as a human being, to age with a body that remains a reliable vessel for your spirit, supported by the very foods that have sustained our species for millennia.